this country was founded on political violence. So there is a discussion to be had about it.
And if your opponent knows that it's a strategic blunder to use violence, and they keep able to get away with more and more and more and more and more and more, like knowing that you won't fight back, kind of thing, it's like it almost has like a bully that knows that they can get away with it because you don't hit them, and then you finally hit them, kind of thing. Like, and so under normal circumstances, I agree, but there is a point. Like, I feel like we could all agree there's a point where too far is too far.
I would actually kind of dispute that the American Revolution was political violence per se, because what really happened is that the colonies declared independence first and then fought a defensive war when they started being invaded by Britain, who they had already declared independence.
Well, maybe that's what you have to do. Is you have to put it that way and say,
it's the willingness.
So
if you look at
stop talking. Stop talking.
If you look at contemporary examples of what I would more properly consider revolutions, they all failed. So like the French Revolution, I think is a much more accurate picture of political violence. That was obviously a disaster. The revolutions of 1848, where a bunch of European countries had rebellions against their monarchies, they all failed pretty much. Yeah, I obviously think that the American Revolution, as far as if you're going to call it a revolution, I think it was justified. But I also would kind of quibble with exactly what they were doing and how they were thinking about it.
That is interesting. I find that interesting to have some like a group of peaceful people say, okay, we're no longer going to associate with you. And then they get physically attacked by the people they're no longer going to associate with. They didn't initiate the violence, but they initiated the sequence of events that led to violence.
That's the thing. They're still prepared for a violent reaction, which is in itself a bit of a like. It's a move. It's an move, escalation.
That particular move isn't a call for violence. It is, we don't want anything to do with you, and like we want to separate entirely from you.
But you got to know that that's how this other empire sees it, because you're their colony or whatever.